Celebrities on mental health issues. I'm reading a lot about this, and here are my feelings. I get celebrities, I know they don't want me to say this, but it's true for a lot of schizophrenics. I get celebrities in my head all the time. Literally, from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to sleep. You can't get away from it. If you watch television and listen to music, you're going to have celebrities in your head. I want to tell you this. Whether you believe it's real or not, it is real for us. And there are very few, not very few, but there are some celebrities that are good to you, and there are some celebrities that are not so good to you. And I'll say this. Paris Jackson just came out talking about how she wants to improve things about mental health issues, and I think that's great. But let me tell you this. I think possibly it's because she knows how awful she is in people's minds. And if you get her as a nice person, I'm telling you, she's made a huge change. I've had her since she was a small child, and she was so difficult to deal with because she got really jealous that her father was with me in my head. And I couldn't get rid of it. I was like, will you just leave me alone? I don't care. I'm, like, just get off of me. And she wouldn't leave me alone. For years and years, I had problems with Paris Jackson. I never had a problem with her brother. I never had a problem with Michael Jackson, but I had a huge problem with Janet Jackson for some reason. And Janet Jackson had this thing going in my head where she was trying to explain to me what's really going on. And so I appreciated how they were trying to be nice, but the Jacksons in general as a family are very hard to deal with mentally. And I don't know that that has anything to do with how big of stars that they are. But I just want to say that perhaps the celebrities that take on mental health issues as their sort of thing, or maybe their charity of choice, whatever it is, I think possibly it's because they know how hard they are to deal with. And if that's the case, might I suggest that people who should join in on that trend, people like Rihanna, and Eminem is like the devil. If you give him half a chance, he is the absolute devil. I love him to death. I do. I don't know why. I can't get enough of him. When he's evil to me, I think it's funny. But I'm not like that with everybody. With some people, it's really like, oh, just shut the fuck up and go away, and you can't get rid of him. Rihanna was that for me. I hated her. I still hate her. I know she has good music. She has great music. I'll say that. I think she's got an awesome voice. I appreciate her music. I can't stand that female for nothing. I don't like her on camera. I don't like her attitude. I don't like her personality. I don't like her in my head. And I have not seen enough interviews of Paris Jackson to make any comments on her whatsoever, good or bad. I don't know her that well. All I've ever seen her do was speak at her father's funeral. And, there's that part of you that feels bad for them, the kind of lifestyle that they were given, but they're doing the best that they can with it. So if she wants to help out people with mental health issues, I think that's great. I'm just saying that she's not the easiest person to deal with. And if she knew that, well, I just wonder that if she knows that, and maybe that might be part of the reason why she decided to do that in her career. Um, but there are other people that are just awful to deal, awful. And I could just put out a list of people I hate, but I think that I don't want to do that. Really, what I what I like is that she decided to take on the issue of mental health like it's an important thing. I think that it is important, and um, I'm glad to see that happen. So I think she's making a positive out of a negative, um, a positive out of the negative effect of her personality. Uh, and I wish that other celebrities would do the same thing. The mental health issues are hard to take on because there's no cure, and it's a difficult issue. Um, just in general, but and it's not like a charitable thing. Like there's not a lot you can do except improve maybe the homes that we go to and the uh, medical issues that we have to deal with. But just raising awareness and stuff like that is great. And I'm glad that she's doing that. I just think that that it that to have to see her involved in that all the time, I hope she only makes herself easier to deal with somehow, because I have to look at her, and just looking at her triggers things in my head that I just wish that it didn't. I just wish that it didn't. But you can't help those things, and you don't know what causes them. You don't know if it's them or if it's you, and people are always going to tell you that it's you, whether it is or not. It's more for schizophrenics, it's more of a belief system, what we believe in, that makes us well, and it's hard to get through that. I know it is. You can be a bit hard-headed about it. But anyways, that's my thoughts on that. And I've had, oh my God, I wish that it were, I'll say this, I wish it were Eminem who decided to come out and be more vocal about mental illness, because he talks about it more often. He talks about it a lot, actually, if he understands how horrible he is sometimes. Why isn't he like doing something to help us out? Like, just put it in your music doesn't seem like enough to me. It's not enough for me. That's what I think. But when you talk about the things that you can do, it's hard for me to say because I'm not someone that really needs any help. I live a good life. But I will look into it, and I'll put a video about it out there. Right now I'm just saying celebrities are not always the easiest people to deal with. And it's funny to me that somehow they want to take this on as one of their issues. Okay, bye.